trees. Also, I'll try to put the things in a, a layman language, because I know this is a very kind of heavy topic. So I'll try to keep it light. But before I start speaking on, the use cases of analytics in supply chain, let me talk about the foundation of analytics. Because generally, where an organization goes wrong in this journey is about the foundation, okay? So, people think that, okay, let's have an analytics cell or a function wherein we'll start using applications of analytics for various functions. But before that, the foundation we have to see. So if we see the foundation, digital and analytics, they go hand in hand. So you need to have a strong digital base in order to have a strong analytics base or a strong analytics function. So that's the point number one. Second, this digital framework should be able to give you a robust data which is good, which is of good quality for the analysis. That's the second point. The third point is that after the implementation of this data quality, it should be maintained at regular interval. For example, it should not be that, during your analytics implementation, you have ensured the data quality. However, during the, the maintenance or the running phase, it's not maintained. Because then people will lose trust on the analysis, and they will stop trusting the decision and the analytics that is coming out of that data. So with this foundation, let me come into the use cases of analytics. And as I promised, I'll keep it simple. So if I want to keep it simple, I'll try to link the analytics use cases to the various parts of supply chain. So the gentleman here spoke about, the use cases of analytics in forecasting, which is a favorite area of course, the supply chain planning teams, about logistics. So let's start with supplier, a typical supply chain: supplier, manufacturing, CFA, and a retailer or a customer. Okay, so let me start with supplier. But before that, there are also use cases of analytics before the supplier. For example, let's take example of a company like, Marico, which is the maker of parachute. Now, for them, copra, which is a very restricted commodity, because not many farmers harvest that, it's a very important commodity in terms of determining the price of the parachute. So they want to determine the yield of copra every year. How much is the yield that we will get? So, a hypothetical use case can be that can they employ sensors in the copra tree which measure the humidity, temperature, etc., other parameters, and also tell you using a predictive maintenance that if this is the temperature, this is the pressure, this is the humidity, this will be the yield. That is one use case. And this is before even the supplier thing has come up. Okay. Now coming to the supplier, the use cases can be in terms of pricing. Of course, when it talks about when it is commodity, pricing plays a major role. So pricing analytics is an important area in procurement. Second use case for procurement is about, quality. So your risk management of the suppliers. In the morning, we had the de-risking session. So the risk management of the suppliers can be also done using analytics. You see the history of the supplier, that how much is the rejection rate of those suppliers, where exactly is the rejection coming, is it coming in the specific gravity, is it coming in the humidity, or is, various specs you can analyze and say that, okay, this is where I'm going wrong generally, and how do I correct either at the supplier's end processes or my specs if it can be changed at all. So these are the, few use cases at the procurement end. Then coming to the manufacturing end, we all know about, asset management. And again, at the machines, if you have sensors which can tell you the pressure, temperature, etc., then can you predict that when that machine will break down? So there are other use cases, but let me move on to the CFA level. At CFA level, again, we have various use cases. Gentlemen spoke about the milk run, what are the most optimum routes to be followed. Then you can also have network optimization. You can have truckload building. What is the optimal truckload to be built so that you optimize your logistics cost and things like that. Can we have a robotic process automation for our warehousing and logistics? Can we employ chatbots for our query of customers, and then we analyze that which area the queries are coming higher, etc. Let me come to the last leg, which is the customer. Of course, this is the most revenue generating and an important area, because after all, customer is the king. And service level is something which determines our efficiency as a supply chain people. So there again, you have use cases like, you analyze your fill rates using automated loss trees, so to say. Every day you get a fill rate, and the causes of that is generated using an automated algorithm, and you come to know that, okay, this is the area which has impacted my service level, and things like that. So these are the various use cases across supply chain. There can be, believe me, there can be much, much, much more beyond this, but probably I'll restrict myself over here. And if I get a chance, maybe I'll speak more. But I'll move on to, as of now, the next panel member. Thank you.